Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Evocative Gamers podcast. My name is Alex. I got Danny the Chill. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And today we're going to be talking about some of the latest news happening in the gaming community, but we're also introducing a new segment and we're going to be playing a couple of games that hopefully you like. So let us know down in the comments if you resonate, if you like them. Let us know if you want us to keep doing more. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Welcome, Danny, to the next episode.
Hey, what's up, Alex? How you doing, man?
I learned a long time ago to stop figuring out how to remember the numbering of the episodes.
Oh, you said like episode 4. It was actually 5.
Yeah, so I was like, it's the next episode. So
Oh,
whatever you were watching, we're on the next one.
yeah.
So you missed out on quite the weekend. We took it retro back to Mario Kart Double Dash, and I will tell you that I haven't seen you play in a while, but Tony's really good at gaming.
Oh, yeah. Well, last time we played Double Dash, I realized I was telling him that the controller, you say go left, and there's an input lag on the GameCube where it's like, you're not going left, you're going off the bridge, and then your character's like, oh, wait, but you're dead already.
Yeah, we were noticing that too. We were trying to protect against red shells. So
Yeah.
I'm shooting back, and I hit the button combination, and you get hit with the red shell, and then the thing goes back. I'm like, what the heck? I hit that button a long time ago. What makes you feel like we didn't understand? Or do you think that the delay is because of the controller, or do you think the delay is because of the TV type?
Oh, what kind of TV did you have back there? Up there?
We had the old school, with the thing in the back, the CRTs.
It's gotta. I don't know. The controller's wired. That's what I was like thinking. I'm like, it's wired. There's no way there has to be an input like this
I
bad.
think it's the TV. I think that because the TV is an HD TV, and these games were 480, and so you first saw an introduction to this if you ever played Guitar Hero or Rock Band.
Yeah.
If you ever played Guitar Hero, especially on the PS2, because the PS2 was made for those, I call them boob tubes. I don't know if you've ever heard it that way.
Is it the because there's glass in the back or like those tubes in the back?
It's the old, yeah. I don't know why they're called boob tubes, but there used to be called boob tube TVs, but it's the big fat ones, right? And so I remember when I used to play like Guitar Hero on the Xbox and it was an HD, like one of the things it would ask you is that you want to calibrate, because in Guitar Hero it's so critical, right? No delay whatsoever as these things are coming down. And so I would assume that Nintendo or that's what we're experiencing. We're experiencing that slight millisecond delay, but we're just so used to instantaneous delay, because what are monitors today, like 2 milliseconds, 1 millisecond?
I mean, refresh rates on like 175 or something like that.
Yeah, but it's just like we're living in such an instantaneous world that I think it's the monitor. I think I don't think that we would have had the same problem had we played on the TVs that we were playing when we were growing up.
Or you remember that whole calibration you had to do with the Guitar Hero? Like you see little notes and you're like, all right, hit it. All right, we got it. And then it's like, oh, no.
All right, so let's jump into the news. So this might be good news or bad news. We got a leak out of Costco that they will have a launch day Nintendo Switch 2. Can you guess the price?
$440.
No, so it's going to be, I think it was $525.
That's after taxes?
Just the MSRP, like just the price. So $525 comes with the Mario Kart, but it also has a 1-year subscription of the Nintendo Switch Online.
Not worth it. Nah, boo. I paid $530 after taxes. That's it. You're telling me you're going to pay for a year subscription for something that's like, I don't know. I think they give you a couple months free.
Yeah, but it's a year is like $50, so you save $25.
Do you need this to play Mario Kart?
I would assume you need it to play Mario Kart with your friends online.
I don't know. I haven't really played Switch online in such a long time. I don't know. What is it just for the voice? I wonder.
I don't know. I would think. I actually don't know. I think it'd have been interesting
for a year then. So for a year,
I think it's $50. Yeah.
Wow. What is it normally? How much are we saving, or is it not saving? It's just bundled.
It's bundled, right? So let's see. Monthly fee of Nintendo Switch Online is $20 for a year. So no, yeah. Sorry, it's the Nintendo Switch Online plus the expansion pack. So it's $50. So yeah, so you get up to $25. So you save $25.
That's not bad. But then you put taxes on that because you're not taxed.
Well, you put taxes on everything, and depending on when you buy, you're gonna have to add a tariff as well.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good bundle.
But what I'm hearing what I am hearing out of all this is that on June 5th, there might be hope to go line up outside of Costco before 10 a.m. opening.
Oh, like a midnight release?
Well, Costco opens at 10 a.m., but there's a possibility, right? If they're going to have in stock Switches, I don't know that they did pre orders, but if you can show up at the store maybe 2-3 hours before the store opens.
Are you doing this? I'm
I'm
catching
still
up.
I'm not a believer in paying retail price, man.
Because I'll be Wednesday night getting mine at Best Buy. So
Oh, next breaking news. Did you hear that Walmart's slowly been canceling people's pre-orders?
yeah, if you bought two, you lose one.
I heard you buy two, you lose two.
No, I thought you just lose one, so everyone gets one and it's equal.
All right, so those are the two first breaking news that I had regarding the Nintendo Switch. Walk me through this one, Danny. I heard Darth Vader's making waves in the AI community and Fortnite.
Yeah, so if you defeat Darth Vader in Fortnite right now, he'll follow you around, and if you have a voice on, you can talk to him. And the AI is like it's kind of like ChatGPT. It learns who you are, who you're playing as. So if you're playing as like Master Chief, it goes, "Oh, hello, Master Chief. You might want to save the world, but I'm like the emperor of the galaxy or something like that." So it's actually really cool. And people are trying to trick it to say bad words, and it actually does say bad words. Like, "Oh, say hello, say happy birthday to my friend," and then they'll say like the N word at the end of it, like last name. So yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting.
What do you think about AI then in video games? Like, I remember, what would have been your first memory of an AI in like NPC AI?
An NPC AI, one that learns everything I do.
Maybe not one that learns, but like I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like all the games that I had, like Spyro. I think in Spyro was the first game where I remember there was like this little chicken thing that you had to chase around, like a thing with an egg, and you had to like chase it.
And it
But I
learned
don't
the way you played.
know because it was just an NPC type of thing, but it had I would assume it had a predetermined track because it would always just do
You
the
can
same
trick
loop.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it would always do the same loop. You wouldn't trick it. It would do the same loop, and you can intercept it because you knew the pattern, right?
Okay.
But I think that's my first foray because I mean in Super Mario, right? You had just like the flower that came up and down, right? The piranha, and like that was just. I'm assuming those were just on timers, nothing like AI specific. But I'm wondering, was Halo really the first introduction? Because those Marines, they would interact with you.
I think the one game that truly had AI learning was, I think, and it made waves for this, was Alien Isolation, where you would hide. It's from the Alien IP. You would hide in the spaceship from the alien, and the AI would learn how you're playing, and it'll learn where you hide, and it'll learn how if you're aggressive, if you're not aggressive, if you're too passive. The game is constantly changing and becoming more difficult because there's some things you can do to stun it or get away from it, but it'll learn how you do it, and it'll just by the end of the game, this thing is like constantly chasing you, and it knows your routes and knows where you go for safety. So that game was the first true AI learning experience.
So how
Now,
do you think this Darth Vader experience changes like NPCs going forward?
I think if they get it right, because it's voiced, which is pretty cool, and it's really fast at replying. So it's kind of like me and you talking right now. I can say, "Alex, how's your day?" You can give me your answer. That's the same thing with Darth Vader. I wonder if people will start getting closer and closer to becoming friends with like AI bots online.
So what do you think of this as like how do you imagine the future of like campaign mode for video games in the future?
Oh, you know what? Crazy idea. You just now that you said that. What if campaign is like there's a overarching kind of narrative, but everything is roguelike. Everything changes like a sandbox. Like every decision you make, the AI can learn. So no campaign truly has
This
the
yeah.
same experience.
Because have you played Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever it's called?
I tried it. Yeah, I you don't have it there because I have it on my Steam.
I have it. Why don't I
Oh, I thought you're looking for my Cyberpunk. No, it's on my computer.
no. I have my Cyberpunk. It's up there.
Where's yours?
I can tangibly touch mine.
I don't know. It's okay. I don't need to touch my stuff because it's all on my Steam. It was pretty cool.
Right.
But anyways, Cyberpunk is awesome.
Well, but that game is the one of the first games where as you're playing that campaign, you're met with a series of decisions.
Oh, kind of
My
like Mass
understanding,
Effect.
Yeah, and my understanding is that it alters the storyline a little bit, right? But obviously they're pre-canned decisions that the developers have already like accounted for. If he answers this, if she answers that, you're gonna go one way or another. But what we're talking about is like a truly like
what, because AI art's a thing, right? Couldn't in the future, I mean, not even that far away, couldn't
create
the
a
game
create the
rewrite the
game.
ending?
Yeah, create the game as it's going.
Can you imagine that? Like, my brain was just blown when you like prompted me with that question. Like, that'd be sick. But to answer your question with Cyberpunk, I think Mass Effect was the first one to do that. No, it was like the Bioware games. A lot of games had like branching paths, but the reason why Mass Effect 3 everyone hated was because Mass Effect 1 affected Mass Effect 2. So it'll get your save file and it'll affect the second game. All your decisions from first. Second game will affect ideally the third game, but the third game, no matter what happens, there's one or two endings. So it's like it doesn't really matter. And the ending sucked. So people were like, this is dumb. But imagine if AI could create an ending tailored to all your decisions. Who you romanticized, who you killed, who did you save the cat on the tree? You know what I mean? Like, that'd be sick.
But with what you're explaining, you're kind of touching on a very sensitive topic with AI, which is that of like copyrights and just creative rights. Because who is the right now, right, intellectual property, right, which is basically like the Master Chief is intellectual property, right, created by Bungie, belongs to Microsoft now. But these are characters, right? These are arches and stories and lores that are, you know, created by humans, and there's ownership of it, right? Like somebody, I just can't, you and I just can't go and like make a remake of Halo
No.
without consequences, right? But because there's ownership. But if AI is making it up, who owns it?
So that's what I was thinking right now. I was like, what if it was a free, like in the sense of money, but really in the sense of like everyone owns it, kind of like open AI. What if this is a game system that everyone can jump into or whatever, and it's owned by no one, and the AI is just doing its own thing, and you train it. So you give up, I don't know, GPU power or whatever to train it, and then everyone is just growing this world or universe.
Then I mean, if you bring in the multiplayer aspect of it, imagine you can almost imagine like the game of life becoming a game.
Yeah, it'd be sick. It'd be like, hey, what'd you do in your world? Can I drop in your instance? And then all of a sudden the AI links two worlds together, and maybe there's some kind of event. I don't know. It's like it's a cool
I
idea.
can see a world. Yeah, I can see a world where you pick like a job or a duty, and like you can join. Like if I am like a firefighter, and you're like a policeman, I can see a world where we play vigilantes
That'd be sick.
together, right? Because I have like my superpower, and you have your superpower, and like together we can fight tailored missions for that.
And AI can tailor it, and I feel like nobody owns the IP. So like, there's AI art.
It's almost like Roblox, but AI driven.
Yeah, and it'd be super basic. I don't know. It'd be a cool idea. I see someone doing it in the future. Someone, I bet you right now in 2025.
Yeah, I was gonna say the pros and the cons of having a podcast is if you don't act on these ideas right away, somebody's gonna watch this.
Yeah, but it's free, so that's the whole thing. So if you do it, just invite us. We want keys. So
But that's such an interesting topic, right? Because if you're saying free,
a free world.
Well, yeah, but you look at Halo. I mean, look at the new GTA at $100 a price point.
Everything ends. GTA 5 was the biggest thing in the world. 10 years later, it's going to get replaced by GTA 6, and it will have a huge hype. Maybe it'll last 10, 15 years. Everything ends. But what if there's a world that's like GTA 5 online? Because it is the online aspect that everyone plays in GTA. It's not GTA 5. GTA 5 has a story with start to finish and ends. They don't care about that. What's keeping the game running is GTA Online. GTA 6, the story's going to be amazing. It's going to be awesome. But then I think the money's going to come with the online system, which is like what they did with GTA 5. So what if we take an idea like a world, a city where everyone has jobs, it's moddable, you can do anything you want, and it's just AI creating a whole world of that. And everyone, I guess private instances, public instances, different communities, but like,
yeah,
it sounds like a moneymaker to me. And crypto. I'm just kidding. Put crypto in there.
No, definitely. On the topic of AI, did you hear that AI recently beat Pokemon Blue?
Yeah,
Isn't that
I heard
crazy?
that.
Like an
But
AI
so did
beat
the
the game.
goldfish. Have you heard about that?
Uh-uh.
So Twitch had it was streaming Pokemon Blue or Red, and doesn't matter. But the controls were all like in the bottom of the screen, like right here, and the fish would swim, and if they go up, it'll like hit the top, so the character will go up. If it hits the left, it'll be A. It took forever, but it did complete Pokemon Blue. And people were watching this dude on Twitch. They're like, "Oh my gosh, is it gonna get through the freaking remember the cave that's all black?"
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, and it did, dude. It got through everything. It
How
eventually
many times I
beat
got stuck in that dumb cave?
a fish. Did it?
You need it. Wasn't there like a lamp or something you can get as a power up at one point?
Flash.
Yeah.
You use
One
flash.
of the Pokemon had to use the flash, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like the weirdest Pokemon at the time. It wasn't even like an electric, I don't think. So yeah, if a fish can do it, thank God AI could caught up.
Let's see what else is notable and coming out. We got Elden Ring Night Rain.
That
From
seems super sick. I would play that in a heartbeat. Did you see it?
not yet, but comes out May 30th. It's a
Battle
multiplayer.
Royale, but you're not battling against other people. 4 of you guys are dropping into a map. You can split apart, get power ups, and then come together for the final boss. Or you go at
See,
bosses
that's what
together.
I think Fortnite should be. I think Fortnite should be like, if you're gonna do a group thing, like you just can't like fight each other to death.
What? No, that's the one thing I wish this had. So it's all PvE. I think there might be PvP. I don't know. I'm not too sure there.
Explain
But
PvE for us dumb people in the back.
players versus environment. So it's you versus the game.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
what
there's other players in there except your comrades.
but that's what I feel Fortnite should be.
But they did say that this game is not going to be like Fortnite, where it's never ending. There's not going to be. I don't know. They say no battle passes and stuff like that. Everything's in it. So we'll see. But I feel like if there was a battle pass, I would definitely buy it.
You and Battle Passes just had
I have an addiction. I like to level up and progress.
that first concept of leveling up, I think, was in Halo 3, right? Where you could earn those
The ranking
badges.
system.
Yeah.
I want to. That was so hard to be level 50 general. Remember that rank? I only got
Those are fun
47.
times.
I think. Huh?
Nothing. We got Doom, the Dark Ages, launching on May 15th, which is the prequel introducing medieval weaponry like flails and shields, adding a new dimension to the classic first-person shooter gameplay. Have you seen that one yet?
I heard it was really good. I played Doom Remake 2018 or something like that. I played that one and I played the second one, and I heard that those 2 games are arguably better than this one, but this one's still like awesome. So you enjoy
Doom
it.
single-handedly created the inspiration for all the games that we play today, right?
Doom 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was first.
But had like the original Doom, like the first. Had Doom not come out, I don't think we'd have
Halo. No, because Doom created or inspired Marathon, and Marathon inspired Halo.
Well, inspired Epic Games because Tom Sweeney was talking about how impactful and meaningful and inspirational Doom was for him to start a game company.
Oh yeah, and then he made the Unreal Tournament. I wish that game would come back. That game was awesome.
Among Us 3D, Innersloth is revamping the popular game with a first-person perspective and cross-platform VR support. What happened to VR gaming?
So I love VR, but I don't have the space or the money for it. But when I did have it, it was awesome. Among Us is cool. I think I enjoy more watching other people on YouTube play Among Us VR. Have you seen that?
Not the VR. I have the Among Us, the first and second part. Nope, that's The Last of Us. I have not played Among Us. Never mind. I'm confusing. I'm confusing them. Yeah, Among Us. Yes, I have played just a regular Among Us. Not a fan.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing about Among Us was the YouTubers getting together and playing and like who did it, who killed me. It was hilarious. But I think what I like to watch with VR Among Us is like kids getting scared by the guy that's recording. He'd be like, "I'm gonna get you," and the kids like little kids playing Among Us, like no, and like running for his life away, and then the guy's like, "I'm gonna get you," and then
we actually try to recreate Among Us in real life.
oh really?
And so what we would do is we'd put like the whole imposter and whatever the other one is.
Oh
Crew, I think it's crew, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And so we put these names on a piece of paper and we put them like in a hat.
Who
And
did
then
this?
my family, my like my
Oh, okay.
my kids, my wife, and then like my brother and sister-in-law.
Hmm.
And so we'd all draw a name, right, or draw a paper, and then we turn off all the lights.
And somebody dies.
And so you're kind of just walking around the house in the dark, and all of a sudden you get shanked, right? And you just got to drop on the floor.
You can't
And
say
then,
anything. Yeah.
yeah, you can't say anything. You're just dead on the floor, and then somebody like accidentally steps on you, and you'd be like, you'd call your emergency meeting,
That's kind of cool.
and then we turn on the lights, and we try to come back like, okay, who did it?
That's cool. I think a simpler version of it, if you don't have a giant house like you, would be to play. Have you ever played like I think it's Werewolf or Mafia? You all sit in a circle, and it's same thing. Everyone gets passed a card, and the card has a role. One of them's the killer. A lot of them are nothing, and then one of them is sheriff. And sometimes the game's more complicated. There's people with abilities and stuff. Like, let me see your card and stuff like that. But anyways, everyone closes their eyes, puts their heads down, and then there's got to be a narrator though. Somebody's not in the game, and he kind of facilitates thing, and he'll be like, "All right, killer, wake up. Killer, point at who you want to kill. All right, killer, put your head down. Sheriff, wake up."
Kind of like seven up or something.
Yeah, and then everyone wakes up, and he goes, "All right." The narrator goes, "You died, sheriff. You thought he was it," or and they start talking. It's pretty interesting. Yeah,
we you remember playing zombies in the streets?
Yeah, that was fun.
That was peak. I think our childhood.
I
I think
know,
after that, our childhood just
you're a sleeper, man. Like I never expected that, and then all of a sudden, like, see you later, got a blast.
My wife got to join us in one or two of those games, but I think that once zombies died, I think our childhood kind of ended.
I think once we stopped going outside, yeah, everyone got busy. But I remember our neighbors would climb the houses and be on the rooftops, and people were yelling, "Get off our house!" and stuff like that. And
it was the entire neighborhood was the playground.
Yeah, and then all the cars,
everybody's front yard, all the cars, trash cans.
I'm surprised we didn't scratch any cars or anything like that. You know.
What's up with the light?
He's like, "What's up?"
You can keep him right below, right? Because in that bottom right corner it says Danny, the chill.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the perfect spot for him right there.
And then he's gonna be like, "Ooh, light on the keyboard." There's no winning here.
But I think that's one of the things that excites me about VR, right? Because we just talked about two scenarios where you take a game and you kind of play it in real life, and I think VR is the closest it gets you to that kind of sensation.
Yeah, and then if they make the haptic suit that they've been working on, where you can feel like it gets closer to Ready Player One, right? And then I think somebody actually made that omnidirectional treadmill. I think you were talking about it.
Yeah, the Disney one.
So it is coming. It's just very slow. But AI is now super helpful in a lot of aspects. So who knows? Maybe it'll be faster than ever.
I mean, it's going to improve our channel.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Gaming meets Hollywood. Elden Ring film adaptation. A24 has announced a live-action Elden Ring movie directed by Alex Garland, which can with contributions from George R.R. Martin and Bandai Namco.
Okay,
what do you think? What do you think?
Have you played Elden Ring?
No, I just looked at it right now when you were talking about the survival mode.
So I think Elden Ring is an open world, if I'm correct. It's an open world game where you start in a single point and you can go anywhere. But the game is like, this area is like level 40 bad guys. You can try to do it. I mean, and some people actually do it, like they'll go that way, get like, they're either destroyed, or if they, they're really skilled, they get the kills faster and stuff. And then they get higher level up gear faster. But it's interesting to see what a story comes out of, because I don't understand the story of Elden Ring. There are characters, and it's like very sparse when you talk to them. So it's like, I wonder what they're going to do. It sounds very creative if they have.
Yeah. But what do you think in general about Hollywood meets gaming, right? Because almost any and every movie except the Sonic movies. I think the Sonic movies have been chef's
and
kiss.
the Mario movie.
And the Mario movie. The Mario movie is phenomenal too. But other than those two movies, every adaptation from every other game has been pure garbage.
Yeah, well, let me think. Is there one more game that Doom? I like the Doom movie.
I have not seen the
As
Doom
a
movie.
kid, I watched it, and it has The Rock. It was awesome.
The Mortal Kombat movie was not that bad.
The new one? Oh, yeah, they're making the second one, so it did good enough for number two.
I like that first one. The old school. Did you ever watch the old school 1990s Street Fighter?
No, I never got into Street Fighter.
They have a Street Fighter one from the Mario's. They had like, I forget if it was a movie or a TV show, but there was a movie.
I had those. My mom, it might be in her DVD collection, but I had the human live action. Like they're really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. What else got converted? Obviously, we got the Halo show, which I thought was pretty good, but Tony hated.
And the Halo show is too. It's interesting. I don't like it. I want. It's kind of like the Lilo and Stitch movie, man. If you're gonna make an adaptation that's live action based off of a media that's already created, just do one for one. I don't want creative like input. Just let me see the Master Chief, and like maybe you can like tweak the battle scenes and be more. Like,
I would have been happy they just redid Halo 1 in a movie. You know,
dude,
the script.
You start off at the Pillar of Dawn. Everything's blowing up. Here, Chief. Here's a pistol. Go save. Like, get out of here. Take Cortana.
That would have been perfect. Like that would have been the show to make.
No, but they decided to do all this weird stuff, and kind of like Lilo and Stitch. Like it's like live action, but it's like. They made so many changes. I'm not gonna say no spoilers here, but like,
have you seen it yet? I haven't seen it.
I heard it's good. It made a lot of money.
The Lion King was perfect, right? Scene for scene.
Yeah, and they didn't change it. They stuck with the formula. But all right, so Lilo and Stitch made 120 million, and its budget was 100 million or something like that. No, was it something like either million or billion? I don't know.
Well, we had this thing called the internet.
They definitely surpassed what the budget was already, and now they're gonna like
80 million was the budget,
and they made 100.
It's too early to tell, but it says 341 right now. It changes every day because it just came out on Friday, so they keep they have until tomorrow.
I don't know. I think I was watching a YouTube channel. Somebody was talking about it. I'm like, dang, dude, it's gonna make a lot of money. I heard it's like they made a change.
Disney to make it's so interesting for Disney to make two live action adaptations from two different cartoon movies. One of them is a success, and the other one got woken up.
Snow White.
Yeah, Snow White. I think
we don't talk about Snow White.
That was already apparently the biggest Disney flop in the history.
They lost a lot of money, so hopefully this help them out. If they,
good thing Stitch couldn't talk.
Yeah, honestly. Though I am gonna watch the Hunger Games that prequel that came out with her.
You know what? So now that I'm looking at it, so good games that were, I think, good movies. The Tomb Raider movies, at least the first one I enjoyed.
My dad loved that movie for some reason. I don't know why.
It was the side boob. It was a side boob.
It's the side boob.
Detective Pikachu was not bad, although it wasn't really technically after a game. But Detective Pikachu was in.
They made a game after the movie. Switch has Detective Pikachu last year.
Backwards? Okay. Apparently, so Final Fantasy had an animated one.
I liked it. I saw it. I thought it was in. But
Pokemon, the first movie, that I think that was. I
don't think animated counts. I think live action is where.
Live action. Twisted Metal was a phenomenal show. Then
I did not watch it. I got bored.
If you liked, you didn't wait. Did you watch it?
I had the games. Huh?
Wait, you got bored of the games or the show?
The show. The game I love. The show I got bored. You know what it was? And this is my hot take. I think Anthony Mackie is trying too hard to be Will Smith. I feel Will Smith out of him, and I'm like the jokes and stuff, and it's like.
So Twisted Metal would have been better if it had Will Smith in it, the main character.
Yeah, I like Anthony Mackie though. Don't get me wrong. I think he's great. I just feel like the roles he's taking are Will Smith roles.
I've never seen it from that perspective, but yeah, that makes sense. We had Resident Evil. I thought that was a good, at least the first.
Oh, did you see the remake that came out like 2 years ago?
No,
that one was kind of cool. I liked it. You know, it's good because we're in the theater and it scared my wife. I remember that. It was like.
And then the last one we'll talk about before we change topics here is Fallout, which I saw the first couple of episodes.
Dude, that one was awesome. Like that's one you got to watch.
I saw the first couple, but I'm just not big into suspense. And it just I can't handle that level of stress.
I can ruin it for you, like give you not here, but afterwards, and then you can watch it, know what's going to happen, and you won't have to deal with suspense. But there's going to be a season 2. It ends with that.
In other sad news, local sad news, our GameStop got shut down, or now it's gone.
All of them, or just the one right there in
The
State
two
College?
that were by, well, the one that was at State College in Lincoln's gone,
Mm.
and then the one over by Target on
Yeah,
Harbor and Orange Thorpe, that one's gone too.
they're all dying. I was looking for a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like, let's stop by GameStop. So me and Tony went to the State College one. It wasn't there. It was like something else. And then we went to the one by your house, and I was like, nope, not there either. Like literally an hour away.
Wait, Mike, the GameStop at my house, where?
I have no idea. You tell me where your streets are. I just put GameStop, and then it's
Wait,
forever.
when you were here on Saturday, or?
No, it was like last time we went.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, it was probably February. Your birthday.
Yeah, for my birthday, yeah. No, I haven't been to a GameStop around me in a while. There's one, but I haven't looked. But I haven't made it to that side actually. Should probably go.
You should. It was,
Yeah, I mean GameStop. Let's talk about GameStop though for a second, though, because there's a company that just failed to innovate and
they were saved by that stock thing that happened.
Yeah, they're definitely saved by that stonks.
Yeah,
but there's a company that, like, I don't know, like they try to pivot it though, right? Like they tried. GameStop became
Pokemon.
It became like a merchandise store at that point, right? But I feel like GameStop would have succeeded had they turned into an experience store.
In what way?
Right? Had they been the place where you came to build community, kind of like Pokemon. You know how you go to like these card shops to play.
Oh, yeah, like when I play Yu-Gi-Oh! At night, yeah.
Yeah. You know how you go to these places to do tournaments. Like I feel like GameStop could have capitalized on like tournaments.
Yeah, because I think
tournaments.
The way they were doing it before, they're competing too much with Hot Topic and Box Lunch.
Yeah,
that's where I go for my gaming. Like this shirt, Box Lunch. It's Pokemon. I didn't go to GameStop.
Right. Yeah, no, I just feel like they would have made so much more money from literally having a place where people can come and watch other people play games.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. I have you ever been to Howie's Game Shack before?
Yeah, but that's not you. That's you playing, right? But I'm talking to just like pure spectator.
Oh, like you're paying to watch like pros play or something?
Yeah, and then there's like concessions,
like YouTube Live.
Yeah, basically, but like community driven, right? Where you have like a game night, like theme nights.
I feel like COVID would have killed that though.
Yeah, but GameStop would have tried to survive itself.
That's true. Yeah, they just tried to sell different things, and then they pivoted to Pokemon cards and that.
But fun. even if COVID would have killed them, that would have been okay because like who does it? Riot does GameStop should have jumped 100% into esports. Like figured out how to like.
I wish Tony was here because Tony was telling me about how esports is like
it's dying.
It was too inflated. Now it's dying.
Yeah,
but he had such great insight on that, and he was telling me about it. I don't watch esports enough to understand like what happened, but I guess like every team in a certain game, like you can't be like Optic Gaming. Now you're a Texas Rangers or something. Like you have to be a city and or a state and a name. Kind of like the MLB, like Angels, Anaheim, Anyway.
Yeah. No, definitely. But I feel whatever they would have done, it should have been experience driven. Like even in the theaters, right? You see a lot of movie theaters that COVID kind of basically killed them, right? But people still pay to go have a really good experience. So that's where they come up with all this like 4D and IMAX and stuff. Like people will pay for an experience. Like I would have gone to do something that you can only do at a physical GameStop.
Cool. Or whatever it could be, but I have no idea what it could be.
Right, but that's that failure to innovate, right? Like they had the capital, they had the thing, but you stay complacent. Like the moment Microsoft came on stage back in 2013 and said, "You can download your games and you can't sell them back."
Or it's like it's online always.
Yeah, GameStop was like their business model just went, somebody at GameStop must have had like an oh crap moment.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Now that I can download games, like you said, you have Cyberpunk and like tangible. Who does that? Weirdo.
Well, because when Microsoft made that announcement for the Xbox One, where basically in 1 minute Microsoft killed GameStop.
Yeah,
right? Because
I
they
think
go on
also,
stage. Yeah, they go on stage and they're like, every game needs to be always connected, and two, you can't who you're selling it back to. It's digital, right?
yeah,
There's no used market, and you can't trade it with a friend or something. So GameStop's entire business model just went down the drain in like 60 seconds.
yeah, and then they're still kind of holding on to. I mean, I guess you can buy. I don't know. Going into tangible goods like controllers and Xboxes and stuffed animals, you're competing with Amazon. It's like, you can't do that either.
And not only that, but like their customer service, like it became such a like buying a game at GameStop was an unpleasant experience.
I always felt pushed to buy something else
Yeah,
when I went.
you had to like they kept pushing their power up or whatever they called it. They would favor the used game all the time, right? Like they push you the used game because they had all their markup on the used game. But even then, it was just like even when new games dropped, they'd be like, "Oh, we don't have that exclusive item anymore," or whatever, and like a bunch of crap. You still have them. You're giving them out to select people that you care to give them out to.
Yeah,
But there's a lesson in customer service, right, where it's just the end of an era, and like, you failed to innovate, and you got innovated out of existence.
yeah. No, it's. I mean, Toys R Us did the same thing almost, but I don't know how they died. Why did they stop selling toys? Oh, I guess
I,
Amazon.
yeah, I think so. So yes, so this is where I think a lot of brick and mortars, like my vision, like what I would vision the future is one of two ways for retail. One is an experience driven model
Kind
where
of like the malls that's happening right now.
k- kind of, but I'm talking about. Did you ever go to the store Lake Head or something like that? Lakeshore Learning.
Lakehead or Lakeshore?
Lakeshore Learning. Have you ever been to one of those?
No, I've never been to one
You
of
should take
those.
your kid to one of them.
What is it? Cool.
It's a toy store. It's a store for teachers. That's what it is,
Hmm.
right? It's a store for where teachers go to get like the decorations for their walls and stuff. But they have a bunch of they're not really toys, but really that's what they are. They're just educational toys that they have for the classrooms.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you might have had it like the multiplication tablet back in grade school, where if
Yeah.
you press in the button like 2 times 2 and you press it in, it'll give you 4.
Yeah.
It's this giant colorful tablet, like those kind of things. But what I think Lakeshore did well is every single toy, they had an open model of the toy.
Hmm.
So you can
You
go
can
and
try it out.
yeah, you can go and try it out. And I feel like retail needs to be the place where you go try it out. But how do you make money on that? Because nobody's going to be buying anything, right? So that's where you go and try it out. So you got to be experience driven. But if I was like a Target, right? If I was running a retail store, I would turn every retail store into a red box, even though red box failed.
To rent it all or what?
Yeah, think so. So imagine like Walmart, Target, and Amazon obviously are doing this already because they're doing like you pick it up at your car, right? But you can imagine where you go to a Target and you buy on the phone, and you only have parking spots along the entire front of the store where you kind of back in. Have you ever been to IKEA? The IKEA has like a very similar model, right? Where they have like in front of IKEA, they have like a huge amount of parking spots where you can like back in.
And what, people come out and they load up your car and
Yeah, yeah.
you drive off?
Yeah, so that's a concept, right? But instead of aisles, right? Because you know how you have all these aisles and people are going inside, like just order everything on your phone, but have robotic arms that are like transposing the shelves, right? And can pick up your items, and you triple up the amount of items you have in your store because you don't need people to go down the aisles. And you have robots that just scale the shelves, and you can go real high because you don't have safety concerns that things are going to topple over on humans. And robots fill up your order, and then just the little cart just gets like in your delivery window, like a red box, but for retail.
Yeah, I can see that working, but I feel like Amazon's is still better. I
No,
can
because
order here
Amazon
and
still
it
has a
comes to my house.
delay, but there's still a delay.
I mean, now there's a drive. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'd
but
rather
some
wait a
people,
day.
but for some people, when they need it instantaneous, it's the best retail model because what we have today is not sustained. Like it won't live another 20, 30 years,
That's true.
right? You need an instantaneous physical pickup, but that it's optimized for instantaneous. Like you need something that mixes both worlds together.
Have you seen the new Pokemon Legends ZA trailer?
No, I haven't not.
Check that out. Let me know what you think about this.
Oh, Pokemon Legends ZA.
ZA. You know why though, right? You know why it's ZA?
Instead of A through
Because it's oh, that's a good one. I never thought of it like that. What is the A? No, I guess you're right. Because I thought it was XY was the games are based off of. And so I'm like, Z was like, okay, but what the heck's the A? Never mind. I don't know.
it's A through Z, no?
But backwards.
Is it all the Pokemon?
So this game is going to be sick. It's the second Pokemon Legends game.
Yeah, you were telling me about Pokemon Legends last time, and I'm like, I'm not into it because of this 3D platformer type of thing.
But Pokemon Legends did really well because it was an open world where you can see Pokemon roaming and you can go and interact with them as they're interacting with their natural habitat. So
Yeah.
Pokemon ZA took that formula and people are kind of upset because they wild world, where you see Pokemon in their habitats. Now you're in a city. But the interesting part is the game, I don't know. It's interesting, Alex, because in the daytime you can do certain things. I don't know what. But at nighttime it says that's when the trainers come out. And then like at nighttime it's kind of like this like battle royale competition thing where you see other trainers, all not real people, all AI game, and you can battle them. I think that's pretty cool. Like it's like you're living in a Pokemon city. Like
Yeah. No, it'd be kind of cool. I can see that.
But you can have your Totodile right next to you, and it's 3D, and it's like that's sick. And they also revamped the second generation, so you know those Pokemon.
Speaking of Pokemon, did you get your cards today?
I did. Actually, I've been really, really playing the ranked system on this.
Mine's loading up right now.
So me and Junior have been really, really grinding the battle system, and I'm Great Ball ranked 2. So I did not know this. He taught me this yesterday. The higher the rank you are during the season, the more hourglasses you get, so you can get more cards.
Really?
So I did not know that. And he's like, oh, it ends tomorrow night. So Junior sent me a deck profile. You need to have the cards. That's why you're unlocking cards, right?
I'm doing Geode right now.
Okay. That's a new one for you? Dang. Next. What do you got? Growlithe?
Growlithe?
Oh, Trevenant. That's a good one.
See, I like Pokemon when the names used to make sense. Now they're just like random letters that are just blocked together.
There's a theme behind them sometimes. But
I don't like you only get 5 cards, though. I don't like that.
2 packs, 5 cards. Unless you pay for the premium, then you get 4 cards.
50 cards.
Dude, I mean, we're like at 5,000.
Are you serious?
Huh?
Are you serious?
Yeah, me and Junior are like at 5,000. We're just looking for like 1 or 2 cards in certain like decks. But next we have until Thursday. A new deck's coming out. You're gonna get it too. So I don't know which one. But yeah, you should play the. Sorry.
I like to do this. I like to just.
Oh, I do that too. But you know that doesn't matter, right?
Probably not. Just makes
so they say that like it's already determined what cards you're gonna get, but I still do it. All right, another new one. You're doing good, man.
Meowth. I like Meowth. I've never seen this one. See, I'm telling you, they just put letters together.
No, it's a Bruxish. See, the end's a fish.
What the heck's this?
That is a Oricorio.
Oricorio?
Oricorio? It's
I got a leaf cape. My last one was a leaf cape.
Oh, leaf cape is actually really cool, dude. Yeah,
I got too excited and just clicked it.
I'm done. Try to battle system one of these days. You'll like it.
Right. Well, on the note of Pokemon, though, let's jump into our new segment. We got 15 minutes left here. I'm going to give you 10 Pokemon. You don't know which ones are coming up in particular order, and I need you to rank them.
Charizard number 1.
Top 5, but you do not know the order, okay? So you got to rank them from 1 to 10. I'm going to give you 10 Pokemon here, and you just got to let me know number 1 being the best, number 10 being the worst.
And why I picked that number at that time?
Sure, you can give me the why.
Okay.
You ready? We're going to start it off with Snorlax.
Number 7. because
All right.
he blocked the road, and it was really annoying as a kid because I didn't know what the heck the Pokey Flute was, and it was, as a kid I can barely read. I was like, "What the heck do I do to get this thing out of my way?"
Snorlax is moving Super Smash Brothers, though, right? And goes.
Oh yeah, Snorlax, and then it hits everything. Okay, yeah.
All right, this one's gonna strike a sensitive nerve, I think. Rayquaza.
Which one, shiny or not shiny?
Doesn't matter.
The shiny's sick because it's pure black with red.
Which one's the green one then?
The green one is a normal one, but Rayquaza has always been super strong power wise. And did you know
Rayquaza is the one from that game that tin, no, that you wanted?
Yeah, but he was really strong, and he's always been strong. And then all of a sudden, power creep happened. Right, new Pokemon are stronger than Rayquaza. So what they did was they gave him a Mega Evolution, so he can evolve again. Or I think it's Mega Evolution. Yeah, and so now his power stats are stronger than all the other Pokemon. For as far as I know.
So where do we put Rayquaza?
I think he's a safe 3.
3?
Yep, because he's so strong.
High.
Yeah, he's a classic.
All right, Gengar.
10. Overhyped. Overhyped. And a lot of people like Gengar. He's really
good.
That's
the one that licked you, no?
Huh?
That's the one that licked you?
Yeah. Or was that was more like Haunter, I think. Haunter did that.
Haunter would lick you, but I thought Gengar would.
He could too. He has the ability to lick. Yeah.
All right. This was my favorite growing up. Eevee.
4.
4 Eevee.
He has a lot of possibilities. I feel like they just haven't given us new ones in a little while now.
All right. We're getting better here. Lucario.
9.
Why?
I don't like Lucario. It's annoying. His Mega's cool though, but
he's a Smash Brothers fighter.
Yeah.
Arceus, the god of all Pokemon.
That's pretty cool. Is number 4 taken?
4 is taken by Eevee. You got 5. Okay. There's a whole game after him, but apparently not cool enough for you.
That's true. The movie too.
All right, this one I never heard of. Greninja.
Ooh, I like Greninja. He's pretty. Ash Greninja. He'll be up there. Number 2.
Number 2. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, you should watch Pokemon XYZ. When Ash gets a Greninja and they're like in sync in battling, it's so sick. The animation's amazing.
Yeah, I see the unique Ash Greninja form in the anime.
Yeah, and he bonds with it, and it's cool because it's like Naruto or like other anime where it's like, no, our bond isn't that good. So then he's like faltering in the battle, and then all of a sudden he's like, Greninja, I trust you. Oh, and then he powers up, and he's like, I'm going to win this for Ash. It's so sick.
All right, number 2. Oh, sorry, not number 2. Number 3 on my list. We got 3 left. So just to remind you, you got number 1 spot open, number 6, and number 8.
Oh shit! Okay.
6
and 8.
So 3 left. You got 1,
6
and 8.
All right, man.
All right, we got Mewtwo.
8.
You didn't like Mewtwo?
I love his music. Oh, not music. I like his speech in the movie where he's like, "Oh no, it was Mew." That's why Mew said it, and
Mew didn't say anything. Mew was quiet the whole time.
No, you
just made noises.
Yeah, and then Meowth was translating. Don't you remember that?
I don't remember. I remember Mewtwo and the Detective Pikachu was kind of nice.
Oh, that was cool. But in the movie, the animated, Jesse and James were like, "What's he saying? What's Mew saying to Mewtwo?" And then Mew was saying how everyone's created equal no matter how they're.
I remember that little tearjerker.
I'm like,
all right, next one, Charizard.
Number 1. Number 1. That's my homie right there. That was my favorite Pokemon.
All right,
but you know what? It wasn't even Charizard though. My favorite is Charmander.
I remember you liking Charmander a lot.
He's cuter. I like Charmander.
All right, can you guess what the last Pokemon is?
Pikachu.
I
know. Unfortunately, I only have 6 open. So,
what would you have put him at if you? Now that you know,
I would have put him out there, probably like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah, especially after Pikachu's a staple, man. It would have been Charmander, not Charizard, number 1, and then Pikachu out of this list.
All right, now for some trivia.
All right, man.
Ready?
55.
We're gonna go with Halo. We're gonna switch it up to Halo.
Uh-huh.
All right. What is Master Chief's actual name?
John 117.
All right. Which was the first Halo game to offer online multiplayer on Xbox Live?
Halo 2.
All right. What alien race is the main enemy in the original Halo trilogy?
Like the leader?
No, just like the group of
The one we
enemies.
see the most? Oh, it's the Covenant.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I mean, the prophets or the leader, and they're leading their leads. Yeah, come
These
on.
are the easy ones. These are beginner level.
Oh,
What
okay.
is what is the AI companion's name that helps the Master Chief?
The Marines?
The AI companion.
Oh, Cortana. I thought you were talking about, I thought we were still talking about the game, like you the Marines. I'm like, the Marines? Like, who else is in the game with you?
Which Halo game serves as a prequel to the entire
Halo
series?
Reach. No, Halo Wars.
Oh no, it was Reach.
No,
Well,
it's Halo, yeah, Halo
yeah,
Wars was a
it's
prequel.
Reach. It's Reach. All right, we're gonna kick it up. More challenging, medium level. What is the name of the ancient alien race responsible for creating the Halo rings?
The Forerunners.
Yep. What is the full name of Halo's ring rule's destructive purpose?
To annihilate the food source for the flood.
Yep. What UNSC ship does Master Chief escape on the end of Halo Combat? I can't even finish the question. What is the first Halo game developed by 343 Industries?
Halo 4.
Which playable character is introduced in Halo 2 alongside the Master Chief?
Arbiter.
I never understood that whole Arbiter
I
thing.
love it, man. I look back at it now, and it's like the cutscene where it's like Master Chief getting his award, and then it flips over, and it's like the Arbiter being branded, for not taking down the Master Chief. It's amazing. It's like a side by side. You should rewatch the cutscene. That's what I did. It's pretty cool.
All right, we're going up to hard. Last 5. This is for the Halo lore nerds. What is the designation of the Spartan project that created the Master Chief?
Spartan 2 project.
Yeah. What is the name of the parasitic enemy faction in the Halo universe? What is the name of the prophet who leads the Covenant during Halo 2? Which Forerunner AI serves as the antagonist in Halo 4?
AI Forerunner, antagonist of Halo 4. It's going to be, gosh darn it, he was so ugly too. It's the one that was stuck in the ball. And gosh darn, I hate 343 story.
It's also the
Didact.
Yeah. All right. And here we go. Last question. What is the official name of the installation 04?
Okay, that's a Halo ring.
No,
it's the Ark.
Installation 04. What is the name of it?
That's not the Ark? No. It's Installation 04. Halo.
The Halo is one of the words.
Oh, you mean like Delta Halo or something like that?
Kind of, yeah, but we're close. We're 3 away.
So it's Alpha Halo.
Yeah.
Because you're on Delta after Halo 2. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, oh,
I cannot believe I would have gone like 3 out of these 15.
I mean,
you, sir, need a life.
No, I thought your question was gonna be harder. Like, what's the name of the worms that live inside the hunters that make the hunter's body? Because I don't know.
We'll have to do trivia for all the games.
I'm down. But Halo is easy for me.
Yeah, we got an infinite number of games.
Wait, really quick for you. Gears of War. Who is Marcus Phoenix's best friend? It's in every single game.
Dom.
Yeah, okay. Dominic, what?
Don't
Santiago, come on, man.
Don't even go there. I'm like Madonna here. I'm gonna first.
What's the last name of all the soldiers in Gears of War that got shot in the head or died in some way? They all have a name.
They have a name?
There's Anthony, Benjamin, Clayton. They all have a last name. They're all brothers. What is the last name?
Cruz?
It's Carmine. Come on, you know
Carmine. Yeah, I remember it started with the C. Okay, give me some credit.
Remember he was like, Sarge, my sniper rifle's jammed. He stood up and he gets sniped. Carmine, no.
All right, folks, let us know down in the comment section if you like these type of trivias and rankings. I think we have a lot of fun. Danny, you're much smarter at video games than I would have given you credit for.
That's all I did growing up, man.
All right, if you made it this far, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you drop a like as well. Danny, we'll see you next week for another episode.
See you next week, Alex. Thank you.